Polka, My Pigeons Polka. You know, Gary, I don't know if you know this, Gary has a whole flock of carrier pigeons, starting his own business. How many? 20 carrier pigeons he has. He's opening up a new CD delivery service for polka music. All you have to do is log online. It's GaryCrewFlies.com and book your carrier pigeon. He'll deliver anything for you. There's DoorDash and then there's CrewDash. Who that? Want to thank Jerry and Jerry for putting us up on Facebook Live. Getting a lot of texts out here. Mary Melamuka just texted me. She's someplace out in Florida tuned in here today. She says thank you. Hold on. Carabel, Florida. We'd just like to be there. Home of Buffalo Bob, I believe. Came up from Carabel, Florida. 3 cents a one. We're going to do an old standby for you. New tune for us. Here's one entitled Pani Młoda Polka.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. And then he's stuck too. Yep. Oh, yeah.
polka. Thank you so much. It happened. Hey folks, in just a little bit we're going to be having Cheryl Boyle walk around your last chance for 50-50 raffles. I heard it's up to almost $1 trillion, so you can walk away with $4.23 after applicable taxes. Cheryl's going to be walking around and our staff here. Another nice round of applause for the Rindex and Cheryl for helping us out working the door. Saved like 2 cases of beer because they're working the door, but they're going to be walking around 50-50s. We're going to be drawing that right at our next break. So get on up, get your tickets. They're only $5 for 10 tickets. Great deal for you here. Also, while you're out, we do have more flyers available for the Polka in Paradise Cruise. It's going to be coming up in January. Talk to a bunch of people that are already on board and going with us. The Brados, are you guys going? I heard the Brados are going on the cruise here, so join all these great people from Western New York on probably the best price in cruises. $1,049 may seem like a lot, but if you cruise, you realize you have to buy alcohol. This one includes alcohol, includes your gratuities, your taxes, your Wi-Fi. We're going to be traveling the Caribbean, stopping off at Princess Cays in the Bahamas, Ocho Rios, Jamaica, Grand Cayman in the Cayman Islands, and Cozumel, Mexico. We poured out of Fort Lauderdale, which is probably the most reasonable place in Florida to fly into. There'll be free cruise hotel specials we'll be telling you all about. Listen to WXRL's Folk Emotion for more information. Here's truly and all the guys from Buffalo's Concertina All-Stars going on that Polka in Paradise cruise. One of the 7 bands that are going to be appearing there on that one, including the likes of Jimmy Sturr along with Motley Beans. Got these box for you. We're going to be bringing up Troy Godlock back on the vocals. Here's one entitled For My Lover Polka.
Ale śpiewała dla jednego, kocha jednego, tak serdecznie, serdecznie kocha, la 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 la. Serdecznie kocha wybranego, oto koniec życia mego. Życia bez niego mieć nie będę, nie będę miała, la 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 la.
that, Tyler and Troy on the vocals. What a title for My Lover polka. And I got to tell you, this group has been around for a bunch of years, and we have always been able to survive many changes. Bringing Gary Crew out of retirement, what a great addition to us. And then when we were out, somebody replaced Bob Zielinski, the heart and soul. We called on Troy Gavlock from my adopted town of Cleveland, Ohio.
Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill.
And he came in, and then most recently, they traveled together out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. Mike Yevich and Tyler Zawatsky helping us out on harmonies in the bass background for you. Have a nice round of applause. Great guys in the band here. Speaking of great guys, he loves that honky music. An ordained minister, he can pray for you and bury you because he's also a mortician by trade. So you kill him, he chills him, and then he buries him and prays over him. It's kind of like this whole round circle. One of my bestest buddies, so happy to be standing alongside of him. Tyler Zawatsky's going to have the vocal. Here's one entitled Good Time, Charlie.
What? Oh, your buddy over there? I thought you were asking me. I was going to say no.
Sentaban del cuore, dietro mi sangue burrone, alle manos della batteria, i turcomanci becconi, alle manos della batteria, i turcomanci becconi, spotkałem bardziej. Mieliśmy już sądzą jak się Piła to dnia Mieliśmy sen Pośmieli mieliśmy dzieci Piła to dnia Mieliśmy sen Pośmieli mieliśmy dzieci Gapiłem się na nią śmierci Jak podskoczy śliczne oczy Błyszczały jak diamenty Jak podskoczy śliczne oczy Błyszczały jak diamenty Wszystko co miałem straciłem Ani miłość nie otrzymiałem Ładnie cała, a nie dała Tylko tak popatrzcie manna Ładnie cała, a nie dała Tylko tak popatrzcie manna
Some honky push there for you. Tyler Zawatsky and the vocals. One title, Good Time, Charlie. know you got a lot of choices for Dingus Day, including right here at Potts, but yours truly and the guys from the Buffalo Concertina All-Stars are going to be appearing on at the Stolat Bar on Transit Road in Williamsville. We're going to be up there, a beautiful place. We're real excited about making our first performance for Anya and the Dushan family at Stolat. We're going to be there from 4 until 8 p.m. So join us there. Here, Dingus Day. You know, you can't just do one Dingus Day celebration. Don't forget to stop by Easter Sunday night for the big pre-Dingus Day party right here at Potts, featuring a brand new reorganized group, Frankie Lishka, Blue Magic, out of the many parts he's from, but he's out of the PA area, Pennsylvania, along with Michigan's own Dynabrass Orchestra. Things get underway here at 4 p.m. And then Dingus Day here is going to be Frankie Lishka for a double performance along with the Dynabrass, with bands alternating starting at 2 o'clock. Polish food will be available. So don't forget to do a nice, come on out here to Potts at least for one portion of your Dingus Day celebration, both Easter Sunday night and on Dingus Day, which mysteriously falls on April 1st this year. I find that a little bit ironic, but April 1st is also a very significant date, because as Dale did just a couple of years ago, I decided to pull the plug, and April 1st is my retirement date. Not for folk music, not from nursing, well actually from nursing, but I'll still be with the band and on the radio, but we decided let the government pay for me for a little while since I've been funding the government. So it's going to be a big day, April 1st, Dingus Day throughout Western New York, the Dingus Day capital of the world.
You bought scores for the dogs?
No, I put Annie in one, but I put in his girl. So I didn't put Annie in one. Not that Ryan's scores. They're clean.
Why did it go through you?
Lisa's doing the pool. Why wouldn't it go through me? I could put it
Pretty Waltz coming up for you. Here's one entitled The Irene's Waltz. Give you a chance to snuggle up now that you got baloney breath.
최고랑 내가 실무지당 옷을 사놓으마 이닥도들랑 배워 옷을 사놓으마 이닥도들랑 배워
Hope you like it, Gary Crew and the vocals. What a ton of Irene as well. It's for you. Hey folks, speaking of dances, are any guys here for New Direction tonight? Well, I was going to advertise their dance. No, I'm still going to advertise their dance. Is Art here? Where's Art Gaylor? Where are you? Oh, there he is. All right. We'll tell you about it. I'm just kidding. You know we always cross-publicize. New Direction's going to be here at Potts for the big St. Patrick's Day St. Joseph's Day Polka Dance. Coming up on Sunday, March the 17th from 3 until 7. It's the day of the parade, so come on down right here at Potts right after the parade and celebrate with the sounds of New Direction right here at Potts. Also, little advance notice, want to remind you, Crusade's going to be here November the 22nd here at Potts. Andy Kuczmarski and Crusade, we renamed him for you. Yeah. And a song that Crusade made famous. We're going to ask you to put your hands up in the air. Here's one entitled Feather in My Cap. Polka. Hey folks, it's easy. Just put your hands together like this. Help me out on this one. Feather in my cap. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Stoi mi piękna na kapeluszu. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Stoi mi piękna na kapeluszu. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Oj mamo, mamo, mi. Oj mamo, mamo, mi sama powie kolana. Oj mamo, mamo, mi sama powie kolana. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Stoi mi piękna na kapeluszu. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Stoi mi piękna na kapeluszu. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Oj mamo, mamo, stoi mi. Oj mamo, mamo, I got one entitled Feather in My Cap, a little bit of Hoy Mama Mama polka. All right, the business is called the Red Zone. That's where we go off the playlist, completely disregard it. Got to send this one out especially to the guys in 7 are here today. Nice to see Jeff Oshika, Andy Boychuk, and Ricky Crew, and Dennis Crew here today. Thank you for supporting us at the 19th Annual Hard Time. They're going to be here Tuesday, correct? Tuesday. Music starts at what time? What? 6 o'clock? I'll be sleeping. No. I gotta remember all this stuff for the radio show, you know. But then again, I'm not talking a radio voice. So we're going to send it out to the guys from 7. Gary Crew's going to... Tyler Zawatsky's going to cover the vocal on this one. Here's an old Eddie Gutsa tune that we re-recorded. Put her on a little mix on it. One entitled Irene's Polka. Folks, next break we're going to be drawing for the 50-50. I know that they are tallying some numbers out there. Well, that'll be coming up in a break in just a little bit here.
Yeah, you might come and take a nap, go downstairs and play. Yeah, you don't need long,
Słoneczko dopiero się zaśniło. Moje serce warto biło, tak jak zegarek. Przyjechałem pod siebie i Rinko. Powiedzcie mi, moj Rinko, powiedzcie mi, rzecze. Czy ty wiesz, gdzie mój Jacud przyjechał? Kupiłem ci pierścioneczek złoty i Rinko. I na zawsze będę Ciebie kochał. Ale to drogi zagrałem. Powiedzcie mi, Marinko, czy Ty kochasz mnie? Czy mi nie wsiądę zachciała? Czy mi mnie wierną biła, tak jak się mnie? Czy mi mnie Irinko kochałaś? Ja ci powiem, choć się serce, jak ja się kocham. Nic na świecie nie bez Ciebie. Jak mnie kochasz tak, jak mówi mój kochaneczku, będziemy oboje tak jak niebie.
That's the number. Done up BCAS style. What a title. Irene's polka. We're going to do a couple of more, and then the big 50-50 raffle coming up. I'll let you know in a second as soon as our couriers here tell us what kind of cash we've got in there. Hey, we're going to do a new tune for the group, and an old tune was recorded originally by Happy Lou, and then the Dynatones recorded it on an album called Portki Portki. Where's your Portki? Here's a great tune. Scrub had the vocal on it, especially for Eric Bukowski. He's a big Scrub fan. Here's one entitled Town to Town polka. Sound there for you. What a title, Town to Town polka. What does that listen out to? You know, each band has to have officials. Most of us in the group, he doesn't even know. That's okay, we're paying you at the end of the set anyways, like we always do. You know, bands have their official doctors. For those of us, Gary is a big pigeon collector now, so we have to have an official veterinarian of the Concertina All-Stars. I know that Tyler, you got some hairy dog, don't you, at home? Do you? What kind of dog is that? An Alaskan Malamute. That's called stick to your socks hair. I couldn't do it. You walk through and you look like a fluffer bear. We got time for one more before we take a short intermission. Last time for 50-50s. We'll let you know. We're going to send it out especially to Dr. Teresa here. Here's one entitled Thinking of You, Volga.
Just think of you, then the sun begins to shine, and memories of you fill my mind. We know our love is here to stay. I love you more and more each day. We know our love is here to stay. I love you more and more each day. Thinking of you, just you, my dear. I'm full of happiness and cheer. Thinking of you, just you, my dear.
Then we got 50-50, Dennis. Then we got 50-50 chances coming up next. We're Buffalo's own Concertina All-Stars. You guys are great. Thank you so much for helping us have a good